Welcome to iReadIt. In today's episode, the top posts of r/CrazyIdeas. Hope you enjoy. Have NASA release flat Earth pictures on April 1st. Do a push-up every time someone says Trump. It won't solve our political differences, but at least you'll have gains. Kim Jong-un should make a sequel to The Interview, where North Korean journalists interview Trump. An R-rated animated Scooby-Doo movie where people actually get brutally killed and Shaggy tells Fred to go screw himself. Start out fat and get 2 gym memberships. At one gym, work out, diet, and get absolutely ripped. At the other gym, show up once per day at the same time and stare in the mirror rubbing your nipples for 1 hour a day, occasionally stopping to check your heart rate. See how many people start doing the same. Release a breakthrough autism-free vaccine and market it to anti-vaxxers. Make them exactly the same as current vaccines, of course, because it's not like any anti-vaxxers would know the difference. Everyone else just shuts up and goes with it, and the whole world gets vaccinated. Start a religious movement that believes God is angry with us for polluting and will punish us with God-made climate change. Pay prisons by the time ex-inmates stay crime-free after release. Secret Speeders, a state-funded program like Secret Shoppers, where people are paid to purposefully speed to be pulled over so that police can be evaluated on how professional they are. Put Michael Jackson's Lean in Fortnite as a dance so kids try to replicate it and fall over. Edward Snowden should dress up like a turkey and sneak into the turkey bin where Obama will choose to pardon the turkey. Then Edward should kill the other turkeys. Then Obama will have no choice but to pardon him. After he pardons him on stage, Edward should take off his turkey costume. By then it'll be too late for Obama to take his pardon back. I can only imagine the gasps and background mumbles of, "It's Edward Snowden." Have Japan introduce an abstinence-only education plan for students to actually increase the pregnancy rate. Don't Get Polio, a reality show where anti-vaccine families live on an island infested with various infectious diseases. Hosted by Jenny McCarthy. Idea for the NBA. Once a team wins the final, have the roster divide in half and play each other, and the winning team split in half again until we have a one-on-one duel to see who the best player on the championship team is. You're welcome, ESPN. Topless and Wet, a smoothie bar where none of the blenders have lids. Attach sensors to every car that determine the exact weight of bugs killed while driving. Add up the score at year's end and announce the winner on TV. Since bats also kill an impressive amount of bugs, the winner is dubbed Batman and can legally conduct vigilante justice until the next year. Erect a statue that has movable joints and actuators with a motion detector. When there's more than one person in an area, it's motionless. When there's only one, the statue will turn to follow them with its gaze. Put an ant on a map and use its path to plan a crazy-ass road trip. Cast Danny DeVito as the next Peter Pan. Change nothing within the story. We should collect DNA and fingerprints when people die and run it against criminal databases to solve unsolved cases. Olympic athletes are chosen by lottery, so countries are encouraged to increase the average athleticism of their citizens and not just elite athletes. Mandatory training for police. They each visit another precinct as a prisoner. Can't tell those cops the truth. They experience the other side of things. Other officers never know who's a cop or perp, and the experience will remind officers that we're all human. Walk into a bank and request a $10 million loan for the purpose of opening a competing bank. Make r/Kansas the official subreddit for the state of Arkansas. Make an R2-D2 spin-off movie, but it's the events of the series told from his point of view. His outer dialogue is beeps, but his inner voice and narration is Morgan Freeman. Siri and Alexa should only work if you say please and thank you. This could improve people's manners to each other. Take a gorilla, put it inside a fake-looking gorilla costume, and set it loose inside a shopping mall. Have North Korea host the next Olympics. Slip a resignation letter on Donald Trump's desk with the words "Executive Order" at the top. See his response when he signs it. Hire a female prostitute. Tell her to meet you at a fancy restaurant and ask her to pretend to be your colleague from the bank. Hire a male prostitute and tell them the same thing. Reserve the table next to theirs and listen to them trying to improvise sexy bank-themed dialogue at each other. Every time Congress give themselves a raise, they have to raise the minimum wage by the same percentage. Elon Musk abandons Tesla and SpaceX to start a cologne line called Elon's Musk. Before you sell your house, plant thousands of marijuana seeds in the lawn. Reverse lottery. The entry fee is $10,000. The vast majority of people get their entry fee back, plus a little more. One person gets nothing. Public toilets that weigh your own poop and show it on a scoreboard for competition. Make Stevie Wonder a judge on The Voice, so every audition is a true blind audition. Next time the United Airlines CEO has a restaurant reservation, allow him to take a seat, then shortly thereafter tell him he must give up his table for restaurant employees and take a later reservation as he has been involuntarily bumped. Film the fit he has, and then call the police. If my pet has to carry a certificate of vaccinations to be allowed to fly, humans should as well. Shoot fireworks every 10 miles at every state border at the same time and see a US map from space. Presidential candidates shouldn't run with the vice president. Second place should be the vice president. They would be forced to work together and perhaps be more respectful and act more mature during the campaigns, since they are going to be stuck with each other for the next 4 years. Make all the anti-vaxxers live together in one community. Make them experience firsthand what happens when you lose herd immunity. Delete any post that gets more than 2,000 upvotes on r/mildly interesting, since it's too interesting. Have lights on either side of your car to signal which direction you are turning in to other vehicles. A new video game where you play someone with no skills and no weapons. The object is to get killed as fast as possible, while a heavily armed badass tries to protect you. Call it Escort Mission. It's been 10 years since To Catch a Predator. Make a Hollywood celebrity special. Netflix should make a show called Your Life, and when I click on it, I can watch all the footage that the government has taken of me through my webcam and cell phone. Vatican City should have an untrained Olympic team that relies solely on prayers to win. Engineer mosquitoes to suck fat instead of blood. Have an election where all candidates are anonymous and the only information known about them is their policies. If you're an organ donor, your funeral should be free. Within reason, of course. I just googled the value of human organs. A cool $1,000,000 for a human heart? A $500,000 for a liver? They can spare a few grand to cover your funeral for you. Aren't people always waiting for an organ to become available for them for their transplant? Why not incentivize people to check that organ donor box? Especially for us poor folks whose best option right now is to be lost at sea or Potter's Field. Buy 365 near-identical solid color shirts that range through the entire color spectrum in a loop. It will appear as though you wear the same color shirt every day, but in photos from previous months, you'll be wearing a completely different color. Create a post called 10 Reasons Why BuzzFeed Sucks. Upvote it to oblivion. Watch as it ends up on BuzzFeed. Shut down the r/conspiracy sub. Give no explanation. Guinness World Records should create a record called Person Who Spent the Most Money to Buy This World Record, and then let rich narcissists give them millions for the title. Put pictures of missing people on packs of cigarettes. Smokers are the only people standing outside in all kinds of weather. Announce Ryan Reynolds has dropped out of the Deadpool sequel following the director. 3 days later, announced a new actor cast in his place, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds with a cheap fake mustache. Keep up the charade for the entirety of the marketing and have the mustache appear in the movie. 16-year-olds shouldn't pay income tax since they aren't able to vote. No taxation without representation. The police should wear red and blue light-up shoes when they are chasing someone on foot. Judges shouldn't be able to see or hear defendants directly. They should also never be told the sex or race of the defendant. This will remove a fair bit of racism and sexism from the judicial process, whether real or perceived. Obviously may not work in all cases, but any where sex and race aren't a relevant factor anyhow. Ask a stranger to watch your back for you but never actually leave. Just sit there and watch your back together with your new friend. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's episode, be sure to come back tomorrow for a brand new video. Until then, see ya!